Now for part 2 of my silly video, I want to emphasize 2 parts of this very long alphabet. 7-letter alphabet. Right here. And right here. B, C, E, F. B, C, E, F. These are special parts of the musical alphabet because what I will show here. Let's write our whole musical alphabet. Again, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Right? In between these letters, what the regular alphabet doesn't have, but the musical alphabet does, are what's called sharps and or flats, which are kind of like other notes that are in between. So I lied, it's not really just A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You have A, you have A sharp, you have C sharp, D sharp, like that, right? There are other notes, so when you write it out fully, it looks more like so. A, and then B, but in between there's another note called A sharp, right? If we write these letters out, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. So hard to remember, right? But in between, we have other notes. I'm writing them smaller so we could fit them. But they're actually just as equal. But between B and C, and between E and F, there is no note in between, okay? Yeah, so there's no note between B and C. There's no note between E and F. There's no B sharp. There's no C flat. There's no E sharp. There's no F flat. Now, technically, in advanced situations, you might see those nomenclatures. I'm not really sure. But for beginners, there's definitely no need to look into that. The truth of the matter is B, C, E, F. B, C, E, F. Did I mention B, C, E, F? Those are the 2 intervals, the 2 letter sets that you want to memorize because there's no note between B and C. There's no note between E and F. Memorize this. You'll get a ton of mileage out of it. That way you know there's no note between B, C, and E, F. One more thing I want to mention here. There's no note between B, C, and E, F. Alright, let's go to the next part. So when you're going on an actual instrument from A to B, you're going to find a note in between called A sharp. If you're going from C to D, there's going to be a note C sharp in between. But between B and C, there is no note. They're literally just one note away from each other. And we call this, when they're one note away from each other, a half step. Okay? It's literally one note away. A half step is one note away. And then you have what's called a whole step, which is 2 notes away. Alright, so there's one other thing I want to show, just for completeness. Let's write out our musical alphabet here. We could use our song like we did when we were good chillins. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Right? And then it just repeats. We had the sharps in between notes. Flats are notes that are one note beneath. So between F and G would be going the other direction. G flat. F and E are only one note away from each other, right? So B, C, and E and F are special. They don't have anything. But between E and D, going backwards, E flat. Between D and C, D flat. C and B. Oh, between C and B, there is nothing. C to B directly. B flat. Between B and A going that way. So this video is for absolute beginners. So I don't want to hear complaints in the comments about how this is so complicated. Yeah, I already know this. Come on. You know, can we talk about theoretical physics here now of how the harmonics resonate? No, this is for beginners, and it's made for beginners, and I'm being a goofball for beginners, so beginners can learn these beginner concepts. So the musical alphabet is just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, B and C, and E and F don't have a note in between. If you're going this way, you could say A and B going this way. One note higher than A is A sharp. One note higher than F is F sharp, like that. But if you want to go, if you're dealing with flats, flat is a note that's a half step lower than the real note. So B, 1/2 step lower is B flat. You could write them out and practice going this way. E and F, B and C still don't have anything in between. This becomes very powerful when you're trying to actually take the guitar and memorize notes. So study this, kids, and then we come back. I shouldn't say kids because then YouTube will say, oh, this video made for kids. This video ain't made for kids. Made for anybody. But anyway, peace. Play the guitar from the heart and have fun with that.